hi. Glad to see you. Well, have I got a gem for you tonight? I'm sure you've been waiting expectantly for tonight's movie, but the reel fell off the stand and broke, and it took a while to get the film back together in the right order. At least, I hope it's in the right order. You'll soon find out on 4 All Night.
Everybody.
I think you just about mentioned the whole of Switzerland and America there. Listen, we've got about 20 seconds. We're still hoping for...
Come on, Ronnie!
Come on, get going there.
Go, Ronnie!
Listen, the only thing we have to hope for, Toby, is that he didn't take the money off Amanda Reddington and that it's actually Modern Talking's video that he's bringing in there.
No!
And not Reddington Sharp, because we don't want to see that, do we?
No.
Not at all.
Come on, Ronnie!
4, set 3, 2, 1... Oh, no. Toby! Oh, listen, mate. Look, I tell you what. I'm going to do a deal with you, okay? Because you told us about Thanksgiving Day so well, all right, I'm going to send you a Young Free and Single T-shirt.
Okay.
You can't get a Ronnie the Runner T-shirt, but I'll send you a Young Free and Single T-shirt because you told us all about Thanksgiving Day.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I have your autograph?
Yeah, of course you can, Toby.
Okay.
Have a nice night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, unfortunately, due to Amanda Reddington messing about there, poor old Ronnie the Runner didn't manage to get Modern Talking in time for Toby, which was a bit of a shame, wasn't it, really?
Oh, it's frightening.
Dreadful. Yeah, I know. Oh, the bottom line. Good, that, isn't it?
Fabulous.
Is that... What? Really? We'll have to sort her out, Ronnie. Yeah? Okay. Apparently, Amanda delayed Ronnie the Runner so much before, that's why we couldn't actually get the Modern Talking video on. She's trying to wreck the show, and all just to play Reddington Sharp. I mean, you don't want to see that, do you?
I might do, might not do.
No, say no. Please.
Well,
please.
I don't want to commit myself.
Listen, you've spent a heck of a lot of time in Europe, haven't you?
We spent pretty much the whole of last year touring Europe, and we've spent the most of this year making this new album, yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy it over there?
Yeah, I mean, I enjoy an amount of touring. Yeah.
Any plans to go back?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, next year, definitely.
You're going to be touring?
Without question, yeah, throughout Europe.
Where's your favourite place?
Well, I don't think places are that important, you know what I mean? I think, you know, the people... I can't ever really talk in those terms because, you see, the people that come and see us at concerts are people that come and see us because they like us, and I mean, that's really good enough for me. I don't really want to sort of base it down to sort of one country or another. All
right, well, let's have a video, huh? What a video?
You can't come much better than that, can you, really?
You were telling me that originally it was just going to be animals. Yeah,
originally it was. That one's actually like a sort of re-edit that we had nothing to do with, as it happens.
So why did they stick you on it?
They obviously think that we're more attractive than animals. I mean, you
debatable.
know. Yeah, I think that's very debatable. Yeah.
Anyway, listen, should we do another phone call?
Yeah,
let's see if we can get this one.
I would like that, yeah.
All right, where's the fanfare here? Dear me. All right, let's go to Holland.
Jettison Disneyland 1, Space Mountain Code 2, clear for takeoff.
Instrumentation.
Instrumentation, go.
Propulsion.
Go.
Facility.
Go.
Electrical.
Go. All personnel, clear the launch platform.
Space Mountain. It could only happen at Disneyland.
Experience it now. Spiderwebs coat San Francisco, tape at 11.
Introducing Nintendo Score 64 and win at Taco Bell. Just peel the coin off the lid, score 64, and you could win an N64 system, cash, or millions of other great prizes. And who knows who'll win the Porsche Boxster. It's Score 64 and win, only at Taco Bell.
You're watching Sleepcore. Pleasant dreams.
Lei è Rampol?
Sì. Quando capita un bel processo al mare, godiamocelo in pace. Non è roba inglese, come il bidet. Oh, se qualcuno sfrutta lo Stato, qui siamo noi.
Crede Rampol?
La professionale e familiare dell'avvocato Horace Rampol, attraverso vicende giudiziarie realmente accadute, viste con un pizzico di satira sottile e profonda, senza dimenticare però l'aspetto umano, a volte drammatico, dei loro protagonisti.
Depravati. Oh no. Mr. Rampol vuol farci credere che la sua cliente è una monaca trappista?
Lei mi ha piantato in asso. Non si è lasciata difendere.
Rampol, una serie di episodi da non perdere, in onda ogni martedì alle 21:25 sulla vostra sempre più grande amica Tele Barbara.
Mobili Kit, un'altra grande proposta della CIS Arredamenti.
A San Giorgio della Richinvelda lo Scaccomatto Musical Cabaret. Prosegue il Super Show. Per i nostri ospiti una serata più con i migliori spettacoli internazionali. Da oggi gli irresistibili Trio Medini, Broadway Ballet, Serge Marolin-Mova, il giocoliere Al Serri, il duo Laschi, Beba Schott e Sandy Lamour. 7 notti su 7 allo Scaccomatto, meravigliose vedette dello striptease e con il rinomato ristorante notturno. Uno scacco alla banalità. Scaccomatto a San Giorgio della Richinvelda.
Ai magazzini del lavoratore spendiamo l'estate. Con la E maiuscola. Una scelta enorme. Migliaia di capi per uomo, donna.
Coming up, a look at your local radar. But first, the current local conditions. Current regional conditions. Your local 36-hour forecast from the National Weather Service. The extended forecast. Special regional information. The forecast for cities nationwide. Regional forecast.
Townhomes of Fairwood Forest have been selected as one of the best residential developments in the Sun Belt by Professional Builders magazine. Conveniently located in Clearwater, Fairwood Forest is set among century-old oak trees. These townhomes are not condos. You own your own property, and there are no maintenance fees. Affordably priced in the 60s, standard features include solar-assisted water heaters, private courtyards, balconies, and much, much more. Mention this ad, and we'll pay all closing costs. Come see the Townhomes of Fairwood Forest, because it just doesn't get any better than this.
A Mr. Tony sub, a Dr. Pepper, and a bag of New Era chips. Only $1.29. At that price, you could feed an army.
You're watching Sleepcore, media for insomnia.
This week on News Round Extra, the biggest computer games battle ever. We check out the competition and get an exclusive first look at the PlayStation 2. At exactly midnight on October the 13th last year, while most of us were fast asleep, hundreds of shops throughout the UK opened their doors to let customers come in and buy throughout the night. Normally, you wouldn't expect to find too many people wanting to do their shopping in the early hours of the morning, especially not me. But this was no ordinary night. It was the launch of a new video games console called the Dreamcast. Hundreds of people queued waiting for the shops to open. These people were amongst the first to experience the next generation of video gaming. These next generation consoles allow us to play games like we've never seen before. They're faster, better looking, and claim to be much, much more fun to play. So far, only Sega, the company that developed the Dreamcast, has given the public a taste of the future. Take Ben Jackson, for instance. He used to be a big PlayStation fan.
Old technology.
But now it lays to rest as his attention's on the Dreamcast.
Hey! I've had the Dreamcast for quite a few months now, and when my mates come around, they're like, wow, those graphics are rad. Newer games like Soul Calibur, they're huge as well, so they're really good.
The Dreamcast is also the first machine to offer internet access, so you can play a game against someone anywhere in the world. Okay, that's Sega, but what about Sony and Nintendo? What are their plans? Well, we phoned, we emailed, we even went to the UK headquarters of Sony and Nintendo to try and get a glimpse of their new console, but no one there could help us. The best they could do was point out a few pictures in magazines. Well, thanks. And so I thought, where do I need to go to get a glimpse of the future? Unfortunately, the answers are thousands of miles away. Yes, I had to take a trip to Japan. I know the life of a newsround presenter can be hard. And so here I am in Tokyo, home of all that's high-tech. But I can't speak a word of the language, so I've got my friend Masa here to help me. Hi, Masa, how's it going?
I'm great, yeah.
Let's take a look around.
Okay, let's go.
How cool is that? Much as I'd like to spend my time sightseeing in this incredible city, I've arranged an appointment to go and see the PlayStation 2. I kind of guess you might want to see it. Hey, and there it is, the Sony building. And inside is the most hotly awaited console in years. Now this is what all the fuss is about, the PlayStation 2 console. Now, it might look good, but can it perform? Now this is Mr. Yamauchi. He's one of the people who's behind one of the new games for the PlayStation 2, Gran Turismo 2000. Now, what can it do that other consoles, like the PlayStation 1 and the Dreamcast, can't do?
PlayStation 2 is based on DVD technology. This means you can watch movies. Compared to PlayStation 1, the graphics and sound are far more realistic.
As a games developer, how much easier has this machine made it to make your games as realistic as possible?
PlayStation 2 allows me to express my feelings, and I have total creative freedom to make the graphics and sound exactly as I want.
The question is, can I have a go? Okay, now this is one of the very first PlayStation 2s to come off the production line, and only people that work for Sony have had the chance to use it so far. So I'm one of the very first people in the world to be able to have a go on it. Now the graphics are incredibly smooth on this. It's almost like playing an arcade game, and the sun's so bright you feel you'll need to wear sunglasses. Oh, and I've hit somebody, and I've hit the side. I've never actually driven a racing car, but I would imagine it must be pretty close to something like this. This is so much better than the original PlayStation game, and it's like playing a game in an arcade. It's so smooth and it's so realistic. The PlayStation 2 is being launched here in Japan in just 6 weeks' time, but sadly it won't appear in the UK until sometime in the autumn. And no one knows if it'll match the Dreamcast price tag of £199. Another developer, Konami, are working round the clock to develop games for the PlayStation 2, with a respectable track record of hit titles like Metal Gear Solid and Dance Mania. What do they think will be possible with the next generation of video gaming?
We're just still exploring what the machine could do. So I think maybe by next year or 2 years' time, people will have more excitement when they find that they could do this and this more and more and more. Some of the titles that we're creating will just going to be stunning. They'll be absolutely stunning.
The Dreamcast and the PlayStation 2, I mean, which were the developers here more excited about working with?
The PlayStation 2's advantage is the computer itself, because it is so intelligent. You could show graphics much more real than it was before. For the Dreamcast, there are a lot of advantages, but one advantage is that it can be hooked up to the net.
Sony has been instrumental in making video games the cool toy to own. The PlayStation has clearly dominated the games industry, with well over 5 million consoles sold so far in the UK.
Sony, obviously 70 million PlayStations sold worldwide, the biggest console that ever has been. People just looking to PlayStation 2 like, oh, it's like the sun's coming up, it's like the god of consoles. It really is going to be something special.
It had better be people spend more money on computer games than they do enjoying Hollywood films. It's one of the world's most popular forms of entertainment, something that no one could have predicted when the first computer games were launched 30 years ago. 30 years. Yes, video games have been around for a very long time indeed. Now, I'm in what looks like an ordinary video game shop in Buckinghamshire, but in the warehouse out back, they've got machines from all over the year stacked up. Come on, follow me. Now, this is Richard. He owns the place. Richard, you must know everything there is to know about video games. Which one's this?
Well, this is the Atari VCS console from the 1970s. The game you can see is Space Invaders.
Games back then didn't really have fancy graphics or even music, but did people still find them fun?
Up until then, they hadn't seen computer games, and obviously they were amazing for their time.
The problem is that games machines get out of date within just a few years. As the new consoles appear, it can be difficult to know which one to buy. At the moment, Sega are having quite an easy time grabbing our attention. The Dreamcast is clearly the most powerful console ever built, but that won't last forever. Soon, the PlayStation 2 will be shouting for us to take a look, and on that day, console wars will commence.
Console wars is all about who's going to be the ultimate champion, the best console, the best games. There isn't room for two.
I would probably buy Sega Dreamcast.
I'm not buying the Dreamcast, I'm waiting for PlayStation 2.
I bought the Dreamcast because I heard that you could play online.
PlayStation 2 is definitely going to be a lot better. The Sega Dreamcast already out on the market, and everybody knows the PlayStation 2 is just on the horizon waiting to strike. It's going to be a console war, there's going to be a real battle.
So is the PlayStation 2 a threat to the Dreamcast? Well, the people who must know the answer to that question are its makers, Sega. And I'm just about to find out a bit more about the machine at their headquarters, which are supposed to be round here somewhere. Oh, OK, it's that way. OK, brilliant. There's a Sega building there, but there's another one here. Which side? Ah! Oh, no, we don't have time. He's the boss of the whole Sega company. Like, it's going to be top floor, biggest office, OK? Right, so how do I introduce myself? Do I bow? Do I say...
Oh, yeah, hajimemashite.
Hajimemashite. No, we don't have time for that. We don't have time. Wish me luck. He's already here. Hajimemashite. No? Good to meet you. Hello. Awfully sorry I'm late. If I could start off by asking you, how pleased are you with the launch of the Dreamcast across the world?
Oh,
Last year we launched our Dreamcast in US and in Europe. And so far, the sales has been very, very well.
When the PlayStation 2 does hit the streets, is it going to be a real war between Sony and Sega to see who's going to win?
We will compete against Sony and Nintendo. So we have big confidence that we can win.
Who's going to fail?
I don't say the specific name, but we will survive.
It's not going to be the Dreamcast then. The Dreamcast will be there. It's not going to be one of the failures.
I think PlayStation 2 will be a little bit better in terms of the graphics, but other features, the internet access, the price point, and the game titles, we have a big advantage.
I've got a great idea for a new game. It's called Tokyo Traffic Warden, and you've got to go around and you've got to book cars that are parked in the wrong place and things like that. I mean, how much would you pay me for a concept like that?
What? That's a crazy idea, right?
Thanks very much. That's brilliant.
Okay.
Sega says it's delighted by the success of the Dreamcast so far, and they're confident that their machine has enough exciting features to give the PlayStation 2 a run for its money. One of the main selling points for the Dreamcast is this. It's called the VMU. Now, this handheld games machine will soon be used in some really interesting ways. For example, you'll be able to use it to play mini versions of Dreamcast games. All you need to do is load it into the handheld games controller like this, and it instantly loads it up. Take it out, and you can play it while you're walking to school. If you want to play games against a friend, they can be connected together. Now, the most impressive thing about this device is that you can actually plug it into an arcade machine and carry on playing the game you were playing earlier on your Dreamcast. Now, this machine at Ferrari 355 Challenge will be one of the very first machines to actually let you do this. But if having to choose between two systems wasn't enough, Nintendo are also waiting in the wings. Yes, they're working on a new games console too. Now, Nintendo are notoriously secretive about their next generation consoles, but they did send us an email about what they're calling Project Dolphin. Unlike the Nintendo 64, which uses cartridges, this will run off CDs. It'll also play DVD movies, and it might well be shown at a big computer games fair in Japan this September. But is it all leaving things a bit too late? It's a question no one knows the answer to yet, but one thing's for sure. The world's biggest computer games companies are starting the 21st century with a race like we've never seen before. At the moment, PlayStation's in the lead, but it could be overtaken by faster, more exciting machines. For the winning company, the prize will be massive, and for gamers, things look set just to get better and better.
You're watching Sleepcore. Sleep tight.
There's a 24-hour Bolorama Fun Center near you, open now. In Toronto, dial U-Bowl for reservations or information. Out of town, check your yellow pages.
Where there's something going on 7 nights a week. Catch contest nights such as Men's Best Buns or Men's Best Chest, Doc's infamous wet t-shirt contest, or our Fox Hunt where anything goes, well, almost anything, fashion lingerie shows, dance the night away with the best in live music and DJ music, relax in our panoramic views, enjoy the best in drink specials by our courteous staff, and if you had a little too much to drink, let Doc's Magic Carpet Service take you home anywhere in the Reading area. So remember to party at the top of the hill.
The 50s brought us rock and roll, of course. In the 70s, it was something called disco. And now there's a new trend called the beat, and it's sweeping the teenage music front. Tonight, in the first of a special two-part series on Teen Nightlife, Coffee's Diana Yee explores this new phenomenon.
It's after midnight on a Saturday night in San Francisco. For hundreds of Bay Area teens, this is the place to be. With more and more nightclubs opening their doors to kids under 21, These teenagers are trading chaperone dances at the school gym for a more glamorous life, dancing till dawn. But it's more than just dancing on a Saturday night in the big city. For most of these young people, it's an attitude. Hit it! These young adults are all from different ethnic cultures, but they share a common ground in the music they call beat.
Beat is boom. You know, we like the cars that goes boom. It's like rap, and it has a good, strong bass to it. Bass in your face, the highs in your eyes.
I don't know, it just makes me want to dance.
Your body feels it, it makes you want to dance. If you know how to dance good, you do it.
Why is it so popular?
Because when you dance, it makes you want to dance more. You know, it's like...
We like the cars that go boom.
This music influences the way they look and talk. It's happened before, teenagers reshaping and reworking words, creating a language adults can't understand, like the word posse.
My fellows and me and all of us together, we're a posse.
Homeboys, homegirls, my posse's on Broadway, you know, the gang.
My posse's on Broadway.
What would a female posse look like?
Fresh mini skirt, real tight, you know, nice top, lingerie.
The beat, the look, the lingo. Just as long hair was the uniform of the 60s, this may be the look of the 90s. Tomorrow we'll meet the man at the center of the trend. In San Francisco, Diana Yee, Coffee News.
Well, Diana tells us in order for these clubs to keep their license, security must be very tight. And considering the number of teenagers who go out on a Saturday...
Apparently there's no such thing as too many visits or too many conventions when it comes to the Star Trek series. Die-hard fans mob exhibits like this weekend's event in Michigan featuring stars from the current incarnation, the next generation. Trekkies stage costume contests, souvenir hunts, and of course watch episodes and Star Trek movies round the clock. The cable television revolution is still unfolding. This fall, 2 new channels are being introduced to viewers. Bill Tush tuned in.
Get them! Slap them! Get back to the stereo!
The Sci-Fi Channel lifted off Thursday, beaming Star Wars into the homes of about 10 million viewers across the United States. In addition to movies, the Sci-Fi Channel will also run classic and newer series such as Lost in Space, Battlestar Galactica, and Alien Nation, as well as sci-fi animation, documentaries, specials, and original films and programs. Kay Koplovitz, who heads up the new channel, says it will be a good place for sci-fi fans to colonize.
There's never before been an opportunity for people to have a home base for science fiction, and we think that we have created an environment through really state-of-the-art computer graphics and miniature film that really will create a look about the channel that'll be inviting to people that like science fiction programming.
At the New York Planetarium, home of Things Galactic, Star Trek's Nichelle Nichols and Leonard Nimoy join Night Stalker Darren McGavin, June Lockhart, the Lost in Space Mrs. Robinson, and others at a launch party Thursday night. They're just some of the faces you'll be seeing on the new channel.
Absolutely brilliant idea, because there's so much really good science fiction product there. To put it all together for the buffs, it's marvelous. And boy, those fans are out there.
Mr. Spock had a logical explanation of why science fiction is so popular.
But it is a great outlet for the imagination. It does let the imagination go. It gives you a chance to really explore strange new worlds and new civilizations as though they really existed. And for a lot of people, that's a wonderful way to spend their entertainment time.
What's up, Doc?
The Cartoon Network, which gets off the drawing board and onto cable systems next week, is a 24-hour-a-day animation celebration.
The beauty of our library, we have 8,500 different titles from Hanna-Barbera, pre-1950 Warner Brothers, and MGM cartoons. And between them, we have all sorts of things.
Including Bugs Bunny, the Jetsons, Johnny Quest, and the Flintstones. And what else may be on the cable horizon?
Everything from 2 companies doing game show channels, 24 hours of game shows, to a cowboy channel, to, even 24 hours of infomercials for that matter.
So it's safe to say, that's not all, folks.